Hey guys, how's it going? It's Douglas here at Drown Boy Productions, and today we're going to be taking a look at a couple of masks from the movie All-American Massacre. So a little bit of information before we get started, guys. If you don't know anything about All-American Massacre, it is supposed to be the sequel to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. It was written and directed by Tony Hooper, which happens to be the son of Toby Hooper. And it was kind of an unofficial, but somewhat official, because it was made by his son, release that never got released. I believe originally All-American Massacre was supposed to be a short film, which ended up being extended into a full feature-length film. They just kept going back for reshoots, kept writing more stuff in, kept adding new things in, but unfortunately was never released, and we don't really know why for sure. It could be for many, many different reasons. The most reasonable, probably the death of Jim Sidow, as he was supposed to make a cameo at the end of the film, and that was supposed to be the big finisher for the film, and unfortunately, he passed away before they could shoot his parts, and I think that's why the movie was never released, but it's hard to say for sure. Many people have never even heard of this film, which is quite strange considering that it actually does feature some actors from the original series, including Bill Moseley himself, who reprises his role as the maniacal Chop Top. And we also get a feature of a very, very interesting Leatherface that was played by none other than Buckethead himself. That's right, guys. Buckethead played Leatherface in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie while wearing a fat suit. I think just that line alone is enough to have me interested, but this is a movie I've actually heard about before. I saw some of the old footage online and just heard people talking about it in the forums before I was really even a huge fan of Buckethead. That wasn't even my huge focus. The focus was, what is this film? Why was it never released? Even if it's a low-quality production that looks like it's mostly like a home film, I still think it would be interesting to see just because of the people that are involved in it. But who knows if that'll ever see release. But speaking of Buckethead, let's get into the unboxing part of this. So the first thing we have here is a package from my friend Peyton Patron. If you guys don't know him or don't follow him already, please go do so and go show him some love. He's a great artist. Peyton was originally sending me this package as part of promotion because there was an Instagram account that went by the name All-American Massacre that was trying to inform people as much as they could about the film, trying to see if there was a spark and interest in it, to see if we could somehow get this movie released. Because they've tried several times in the past 20 years or so, including GoFundMe, several different crowdfunding events, and it just never worked out for whatever reason. So guys, this is actually the first ever replica of the Buckethead Leatherface look from All-American Massacre. Not too many people have replicated this look for many different reasons. Number one is probably because there's not a lot of interest in the movie because it never got released and therefore it doesn't have a huge cult following. More so just a small following of people who are morbidly curious as to what this movie is. And reason number two is because there's not a lot of footage or pictures of the mask, because the movie was never released, and really, other than a couple, and I do mean just a couple of behind-the-scenes pictures, the only place that you'll be able to see this is in a very strange video of Buckethead just kind of rocking back and forth, you know, acting like Leatherface, wearing one of these masks. And I gotta say, just by looking at it, Peyton, you absolutely nailed it. From those few stills that we actually can get a good look at the mask, it looks to be pretty spot on. Well guys, there you have it. I'll show you guys a close-up of this at the end of the video, and just tell me what you think. I think it is a pretty damn awesome mask, and if you're interested in picking one of these up for yourself, you can check him out on Instagram and message him. I don't believe he has any currently available, but very soon he will have some available, so just hit him up and he can work out the details with you. But not only did he just send me one mask, he actually sent me two masks. And I know what you're thinking, Douglas, why do you need two Buckethead Leatherface masks? And the answer is quite simple, because we were really hoping that Buckethead was going to tour this year. So I worked it out where I could get two of these so that I could give Buckethead one in person whenever I see him on his next tour. Because I thought to myself, you know, he probably hasn't seen one of these, since the filming of the movie, unless he kept the original, which he probably hasn't. But still, I'm curious as to how he'll react, and I hope he likes it. I'm sure he probably will. So, look forward to that in a vlog in the future. But wait, there's more! Since I saw Peyton sculpting the original Buckethead piece and working on the original Buckethead piece, I thought, you know, nobody's done Grandpa either, and Grandpa does have a pretty unique look in All-American Massacre, quite different from some of the other Grandpas, which really in all the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, they all look quite wildly different. So after being allowed access to a few top secret pictures of the Grandpa makeup as it was being sculpted, an original casting, and applied to the actor, I decided to create this. For a couple of weeks I worked with Greg just kind of talking this out back and forth, and we decided, why not release the makeup of the All-American Massacre Grandpa? After all, we already have the Leatherface, and why not Grandpa as well to have the set? After all, in those movies, they're pretty much the only characters that require heavy makeup or masks. I mean, Chop Top has a little bit with the plate and stuff, but nothing quite this big. In the original pictures, you can tell that this was sculpted to be a mask, not as much makeup, how it would have been in prior films. It's just a piece that's like the front half and a little bit of the neck of Grandpa, which would be applied to Greg's face along with a bald cap, and I believe he had a wig as well, and then, of course, Grandpa's hat. This guy was sculpted by me, and soon I will be offering these. They're not quite ready yet. I want to get quite a few casted up and ready to go before I offer them for sale, but these will be sent off to Greg himself. He will be signing them, and so guys, if you are interested, I will have signed copies of these available, and if you want to pick up one of the Leatherface masks from Peyton, perhaps if you can somehow meet Buckethead, you can get him to sign one, and then you'll have the All-American Massacre mask set signed by both actors who played the characters in the film. But yeah, just keep your eyes peeled on Instagram for any announcements regarding this if you are interested. Some will also be available at the Texas Chainsaw gas station if you guys are interested in picking some up there as well. Well guys, other than close-ups of these, I think that about wraps it up for today's video. I love you all, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Yeah.